Welcome back. Again, I'm at Fleet Feet Sports, and joining me for this segment is Drew Barton, Assistant Manager. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
That is always a mouthful, Fleet Feet. Now, I want to start off by saying I have on these wonderful shoes that Craig fitted me for, and my new kicks here, and they do feel heavenly, much better than these other sandal heels that I have.
Oh, yeah.
He also put an insert in while we were on the break. Tell our viewers about the insert that I have in my shoe and what difference it's making, because it feels wonderful.
All right, these are called Super Feet.
Uh-huh.
And what they do is they lock your foot down inside the shoe and keep it from elongating. When your foot elongates, it rolls up to the inside, and it keeps you nice and straight when you run. So instead of going like this and rolling as you move, it keeps you straight. It moves like that.
Okay.
So it's all about the forward motion instead of the inefficient inward motion.
Now, with that, is it meaning that I'm getting sort of less pressure and stress on my knees or other areas that really don't need that kind of stress?
Exactly. When you're lined up on your feet, your knees are lined up, and your hips are lined up, and your back's lined up. So if your feet aren't lined up, everything is kind of leaning in, and you're inefficient as you go. And that's what causes stress and problems with your tendons and muscles.
Okay, now let me ask this other question. With this, if I have the insert, is that going to extend the life of the shoe? Because sometimes as the general consumer, we think, well, if we buy an insert, those shoes will last a whole lot longer, or does it really not have anything to do with the longevity of the shoe?
No, it has nothing to do with the longevity of the shoe. It just makes the shoe more comfortable and more efficient for your strike.
Okay, now let me ask another question.
Okay.
How should we tell when we need a new shoe? For instance, with me and my treadmill adventures, I do it 5 to 6 days a week, do 3 miles a day. I don't sometimes know when I should change shoes, so I base it on when my feet start hurting and or 6 months. Now, what should I really do?
6 months is a good general time frame, but usually when your feet start hurting is the sign that you need a new pair of shoes. The feet and the knees and the shins getting sore is a really good sign that your shoes are blown out.
Okay, that's that's an excellent way. Can you tell also by putting your hands inside of the shoe to feel for anything?
No, that won't tell you anything at all.
Okay, because I've done that and I really couldn't tell too much of anything. Okay.
It's all about the sole of the shoe, this piece right here.
Okay.
And it's all about how long it's going to last and how much you've compressed it.
Okay, okay, so those are good indicators. Now, what are some other things we need to consider as running, being assistive to running and or walking?
Well, some of the main things are nutrition and hydration. Especially in the summertime, you're going to be sweating a lot and you're going to be losing a lot of your nutrients. So there's several things we have here. We have some electrolyte tabs, and these aren't going to help you go farther or faster. They're just going to keep you from getting cramps. So what they do is when your body sweats, you lose all that salt and all the potassium and sodium. So what these do is it just replenishes that, and it keeps your muscles from getting sore and tired.
Now, should we take these every day, or is it a one-a-day pill, twice a day, or only right before I get ready to work out?
It's only when you're doing your workouts. They're meant for 2 hours and under, and then sometimes up to 4 hours. You're not supposed to take excessive amounts of them because it'll actually make you dehydrate if you take too many.
Okay.
But when you're really sweating in the summertime, these are really great.
Okay, so if I'm doing the treadmill and it is kind of warm in the room, that's kind of like the gym effect.
Yes.
Could I safely take one a day, or should it be one every couple of days? Or
It should only be when you're doing your workouts. If you're not working out that day, don't take one.
Don't take one. Okay, and then would I need to increase my water, because I do struggle with water, but that's
hydration is a big issue. Always increase your water.
Okay, okay. Now, what about water that's mineral water, electrolyte water, or should it just basically be water?
Water with electrolyte tabs is probably the best thing to take. Things like Gatorade sometimes have high fructose corn syrup in them if you buy them from the store. And those can actually just add calories and not a lot of electrolytes.
Okay, okay, good point. So just plain old water, and this supplement will be assistive to us.
Yes.
Now, what about little snacky food? Do you what's going to help us instead of hurt us?
Okay. These are what they call energy chews, and these are called energy gels. And what they do is they just give you carbs and calories to burn while you're running. Running, cycling, different sports that are going to be taking a long time. They're not meant for a 2-3 mile run. They're meant for your 6, 8, 12, 14 mile runs.
Okay,
walks.
long. Okay.
Yeah, these are just to increase your endurance because your body is using up so much fuel. It just adds a little boost to keep you going.
So if you are sort of going at that level, you would take this right prior to?
You actually take them during.
Or during? Okay, during.
You usually take them starting about a first hour in and then every 45 minutes after.
Okay.
So say you're going to do a 2-hour run, you're going to probably take 2 of these.
Okay, excellent. Now, what other kinds of assistive things? What about watches and clocks, because my little treadmill, I love my little treadmill, as you can tell,
Yes.
has the little things on it, the little gadget that tells me how many calories I'm burning, and I'm trusting it to be accurate.
Mhm.
It's telling me how many miles I'm going. It doesn't tell me what my heart rate is. But what kind of gadgets like that would be helpful for us, and how accurate are they?
Well, the gadgets that have heart rates are usually very accurate as far as the calories burned, because it actually takes into effect your heart rate. Without knowing your heart rate, the treadmill just gives you that basic equation, but it doesn't give you a very accurate burning. With the heart rate factored in there, it's almost to the exact point. If you are doing any kind of a incline when you go, it's going to also burn way more calories. So it's also good to have a watch that can tell you the incline as well as the heart rate, and that's going to give you that very accurate calorie burn.
So in addition to, especially if you're out running or if you're on the treadmill kind of thing, to have one of the watches that gives you these additional factors is going to help you understand how efficient you're being,
Exactly.
or what you might need to increase for more efficiency.
And we have several different brands. We have the Garmin is by far the most popular. They make those
Yeah,
ones
the
for the car.
GPS tracking systems. And I
Same
still get lost using one, but go ahead.
It's the same technology that goes into those. You can upload maps to them. They can take heart rate. You can get them without heart rate. It's a little bit cheaper. But if you're watching your calories, it's really good to have that heart rate. And it just lets you know your distance, time, and pace. So that way you can know how far you've gone, how long it took you, how many calories you burned.
Okay, now what about speed? Because I do know on my little treadmill it does talk about the speed, and I can get up to 4.0 or 4.1, but I don't have a clue what that means.
Those are miles per hour.
Okay.
And this will do the same thing. Just use it just like it would in your car and tells you your speed based on how far you've moved on it.
Okay, so it gives you some indication if you're trying to do this mile, how fast it may take you to do it for efficiency and all of that kind of thing.
Exactly. It can tell you how many miles per hour you're going, and also it'll tell you how long it takes you to do a mile.
Okay.
So you can have it on miles per hour or 10 minutes to take to do a mile.
Okay. Now Jake is telling me I have another 60 seconds. What are other assistive devices that you have? What is this?
That
is
is
this
to
thing
roll
that's-
out your muscles. What you do is you lay on it and you roll your muscles down, and it helps break up the scar tissue. So it helps you use your muscles more efficiently. Helps make them more malleable.
Now, would you use this just in general when you say scar tissue for people as they age? Sometimes there's cellulite and other kinds of things. Does this help with that?
Not with cellulite, no.
Okay. But it is something that can, if you have scar tissue because of surgeries or other things, it's assistive with this.
When you build your muscles up, it builds scar tissue inside the muscle.
Oh,
and
does it? Just naturally?
Yeah, just naturally. Your muscles go like this.
Okay.
And when you work out, those little places in between, they fill with scar tissue, and that's how it gets bigger. And so what you do is you roll that out, and it makes it more malleable like the regular muscle, and it doesn't cramp up. It's not so tight.
So this can be even for your average just person on the treadmill like me.
Exactly.
You don't have to be a marathon runner
no.
or a distance runner to be able to benefit from this. Oh, wow. In our last 30 seconds, what would you want to just make sure we for sure know or wrap up with in relation to assistive things?
The main thing that people get are shin splints, and these are called compression calf sleeves. And what they do is they make the muscle tighter so it can't grow that scar tissue out, and it keeps it so the blood flow through your legs much better. And so it keeps your legs from getting that sore, hurting feeling after you get done with your run.
Okay.
It's really great for the half marathoners and marathoners. It keeps their legs working better.
Okay, and once again, for your average, just everyday workout person, this would be helpful too.
Yeah, it's one of the things we mainly use it for is to keep you from getting shin splints.
Excellent. Thank you so much for joining me, Drew.
Thank you.
And these shoes feel wonderful.
Okay.
Please stay with us. When we come back, we're going to talk about other paraphernalia and proper fitting for bras and things like that for people who are trying to get fit. Stay with us. We'll be right back.